And we are back live. Waffleboard breaks. How is everybody doing? We are down to 35 boxes, moving along, nice and regular. We still got some. We got down to 12 boxes in the last reload. We've hit in the last, I think 5 of the last 6 boxes since the reload were new spots. So not going to away those. Obviously 12 left from the April reload. Still 10 left from the March reload. So 22 of our 35 boxes are for our last 2 reloads. Then we have 5 from February, 3 from January, and just 5 boxes left from last year. The 2 from early December and the 3 from late December. So starting to take care of the old stuff, getting rid of it. January, December. Yep, that's right. So just 5 boxes from last year. Everything is from this year. Like I said 5 of the 35. So we're getting taken care of them. We hit with an old box. And we hit a new box on Sunday. So broke the string up. We were all new boxes until that. So, but congratulations. That was, I believe, who do you have? Zuccarello and what was the other one that was in out? Was it an old spot? Can't remember. Like you said, they've been coming fast and furious. It was Sherwin Mike K. Hit the jersey on Sunday as well. So broke the losing streak. Obviously, sometimes the Sunday people have hit. Not always, but I think 3 of the last 4 Sundays of Sunday regular hit one of the 2 jerseys. So, but yeah, pretty good crowd in here today. I'm looking at pretty good crowd. We got James N, Greg Kazin, Thomas M, of course, Nick F, Ty T's in with a spot. You got Dale's in with a bunch. Devin's got a couple. Adam R's in for a couple. Good to see him in here tonight. Who else we got? Mike H grabbed a spot. Good to see him back midweek. Sometimes it's good. Who else we got? Brett G and JG, father and son, got a spot each. CK's got a couple. So good luck to him as well. He's been hot. He hit recently as well. Who else are we missing? I think Big Al. Big Al came in late, grabbed some spots. So welcome back, Big Al. I know you've been focused on your breaks as well as your hockey team. Like I said, the games are good tonight. I don't want to take you guys away from them too long. Bruins and Sabres 1-1 in the third. Wild and Stars 1-1 in the second. Just about the end of the second there. And then, of course, we got the Oil facing elimination against the Ducks tonight at 10. So good hockey all night long. Make sure you get over to watch the games. At least tune into one of the 2 earlier games and then check out the late game because it could be the end of the road for the Oil, who have been regular visitors to the finals. And maybe it's just the luck is running out. A good young upstart Ducks team with some veteran presence. Don't forget they brought in John Carlson to anchor that second power play unit, and he's looked great. Obviously, Jackson Lacombe is playing out of his mind with the points right now. I think he's got like 7 or 8 assists in the series. Of course, their young players are representing quite well. Dylan Gunther has been Gauthier. Gauthier, who they stole from because the Flyers messed up, has been absolutely amazing all year long. Of course, and then the veteran presence, the guys like Trubas and the CK from the Rangers. I mean, they got a good mix of veterans as well as young players in that team, and it's working. Like you said, they're definitely energized, looking to close out the Oil tonight. Like I said, these 2-3 series, obviously with the Bolts coming back and tying the Habs, that 2-3 series is up for grabs. Going back to Tampa for game 5. Of course, the Wild and Dallas is also 2-2, and that's a 2-3 series. And of course, you got the Ducks Oils is another 2-3 series, and the Ducks are looking to close that one out. Flyers weren't able to close out the Pens last night, so that's going to game 6 in Pittsburgh, down 3-2. So that's huge to see if they can tie it to make it have to. Exactly. They're down. They're 3-0. Now they're down 3-2. And of course, it'll be the game 6 will be in Philly. And then, of course, they would take it back home to try to come out of a 3-0 hole, which is almost impossible. This happened semi-recently. I think Boston did it. Flyers did it. I think recently. It doesn't happen often. Like, it's not something you see. But now, like I said, the way the playoffs are set up, I mean, I will hear a lot of people complaining about the 2-3 matchups, and you're going to be losing one of the top teams in the conference when these series go done. Obviously, Minnesota and Dallas are the second and third best teams in the West, and obviously Toronto, Tampa, and Montreal are two of the best teams in the East. But I think Buffalo and in the East, Buffalo and Carolina, clearly, I think are the two best teams in the East. So, I mean, if you lose Tampa or Montreal, it's not as bad as if you lose the second and third place teams are well above the fourth place teams and lower in the West. So it's going to kind of stink for them, but obviously it kind of makes the road for Colorado a little bit easier. Of course, Colorado is going to run into whoever wins the series. So they're going to get them after having to fight out a 7-game series against the second or third best team in the conference. And then, of course, Colorado is going to be well rested. So, and they can use their, obviously, the elevation is always a concern. Obviously, they're going to be well rested. Hopefully, they're ready to roll when the series starts. But like I said, there's nothing you can do about that. It's just the facts of science, and of course, playoff hockey is as good as it gets. I mean, we're in the first rounds, and of course, there was 2 blowout sweeps, but pretty much everything else after that has been a long, drawn out battle. I mean, you got obviously the Oil. I mean, the final goals of these games are just insane. Like I said, the Flyers lost on the one that hit off the backboards, off the back of Vladar, and then dropped between his legs. You could see it clearly over the line. That was in, and then of course the overtime winner from the Ducks Oil game, which obviously his skate was kind of covering over the puck a bit. But of course, if you do, I don't know how. Obviously, you could kind of do a negative space. There's no way the puck wasn't in. So that was definitely, they were able to rule that a goal, from the home offices, and that ended. I mean, that's a terrible way to go out. But like I said, if it's in, it's in, and it was in. So craziness. Like I said, they had a winner on an offsides earlier, and obviously it's clearly affected the play because Eichel actually got the initial shot on the pass to him that rebounded, came to the leg that was banged in by Dorofiev, I think, or one of the whoever the wing on that line is, and that was clearly, you got to call that. I mean, it was as close as the game winner was. But, I mean, that's a call that has to be made, and it definitely was offsides. So that one came off the board, and I've still got the winner a little bit later, obviously. So it's a lot of overtime games. Like I said, Tampa, 3 of the 4 games into overtime. Of course, the last one was a 1-goal win with a power play they had to kill off in the last 3 minutes. I mean, that's as crazy as you can get, basically, to even that series up. So like I said, I mean, whoever you're rooting for, hopefully you've been enjoying the games. Like I said, Wild took a 2-1 lead on Dallas. Ooh, boy. And that's at the end of the second. Let's see who got the goal on that one. Speaking of which, WAFFLEBOARD break, Matt Duchene's got 6 assists in that series. Matt Boldy with the power play goal from Quinn and Kaprizov. Another 7 assists for Kaprizov in the 5 games. So he's having a fantastic. Obviously, we don't watch as much Minnesota here, East Coast wise, but he's an absolute NHL superstar. He was actually putting up numbers. Minnesota, that Quinn Hughes trade, may put them over the hump to be a deep playoff team. Obviously, he was a monster all year long, and of course, I mean, obviously they're right now. I think they're relying on Wallstedt again in net. He's been the guy they've relied on. I believe they're playing him again. Yeah, so they decided to go with the kid. They're gonna give him a chance unless he falters. Let him be their goalie to make the run this year. Obviously, they have more than capable backup. Gustafson has had a fantastic year as well. But they feel the time is now. I mean, obviously they're trying to pump up the organization, the team, the players, and they said now's the time. They made the bold moves to bring in Quinn, of course, Wallstat, first round pick, a you know, premier prospect, goalie prospect. So, and we'll see. I mean, obviously, Minnesota is making noise. If they can beat Colorado, that's going to be the series I want to see. Like I said, of all the second round series that are potential right now, I think that Minnesota, Colorado, if Minnesota is able to close out this series, I mean, that's not even a given yet because Dallas is, battle tested as well and as talented as you get. Those are clearly, I mean, you watch those teams at all over the course of the year, you know how good Colorado is, and you definitely know how good Minnesota and Dallas are. But like I said, nobody in the playoffs is here just for the view. Every one of these teams, these first round teams, even if you're not eliminated yet, you still think you can play. Obviously, the Flyers are up 3-2 now in that series. Like I said, I don't think they're those two teams, Flyers and the Penguins. I don't think they're in the class of Buffalo and Carolina, and probably not Montreal or Tampa. But you get some momentum. You get your youthful ignorance. You don't know any better. Obviously, Martone has been a great injection of youth and energy to that team. Obviously they're Konechny and easy teasy. They're getting solid goaltending from Vladar, so it's been fun to watch. I mean, the people around here are crazy hyped, especially with the Sixers facing a tall task to try to knock off the Celtics, the Phillies having the current worst record in the league, even though they won today and they changed the will be Mattingly, but and obviously the draft just happened for the Eagles fans to keep healthy. But to have a team root for right now, the Flyers, who the city and the suburbs of Philadelphia have rallied around, people that don't know anything about hockey have tuned in to be Flyers fans for now, because it's always good when your team's winning. Of course, the Battle of Pennsylvania with the team with future Hall of Famers on it in Malkin and Letang and Crosby and Carlson. They said they're going to be a tough out. They're not looking to give it up. Pittsburgh wants to win that series. Like I said, it's a tall task winning 4 straight, but if you have a veteran team, obviously even the guys that have been unbelievable over the full last half of the season, guys like Raquel, of course, guys like Russ. I mean, those guys have to score as well, and they got good young players as well. Don't forget, the guys like Kindle. I mean, they have guys that contributed. The young players have played all year long. So at first, Pittsburgh wasn't sure which direction they were headed. They were in a rebound mode and had to sell off the veterans, or if they could start winning some games and then make a run for it. Obviously, they made the trade for Skinner, who's not even playing right now. Silos is the goalie, and he's been great. He came in after Skinner got yanked, and he's basically run them for their wins. So we'll see if that's going to continue. So Larry V stepping in to close us out with the Cam. Very good there. Very good. Wondering where you've been. I know you're in with Sunday, but it's nice to see you grabbing midweek stuff. Back in for that. Larry V on the Cam Atkinson. Very good. Fine, sir. Good cheap spot. 1 in 35 chance to win. I got a couple of our older runs have 3 boxes in them. I feel we'll see what happens. If we can hit one of those 2 runs, I will make the other 2 boxes left probably a double situation like we just did recently with the Keandre Miller and the Olmark. Like I said, the 1 run, late December run, has Danico, Phaneuf, and McNabb. And then the January run has ROR, Ryan O'Reilly, Derek Stepp, and Justin Schultz. Like I said, I'll probably, if we can hit one of those 3, I'll probably make the other 2 a unstated double box like we did, which is fun. Like I said, it's a chance for 2 people to hit on the same time. But as of right now, they all have 3 spots, so I don't want to mess with that. And our oldest boxes, we're leaving those old 2 boxes up there as single boxes. So 2 great spots left there. Obviously, Freddie Anderson is basically the best goalie in the league right now for the playoffs. We'll see if the magic continues, but he was absolutely amazing in the Ottawa series for Carolina. And we'll see if that continues. To Carolina is scary. They're like I said, everybody talked Colorado all year long, and I watched too many Carolina games to than I want to admit to, and they're just real good. Like I said, and right now, like I said, their first line hasn't even started piling up points yet, and you know they can. Obviously, but that second line, the Stankoven, Taylor Hall, and Jackson Blake, that line, when that line is pumping in goals like crazy, you forget they have guys like Aho and Svechnikov. It's just that team is scary. So we're leaving those two Carolina, even though one's Freddie as a Maple Leaf and the Svechnikov as a Carolina. We're leaving those two alone. But the next two runs have 3 spots left in them each. And like I said, if we manage to knock out, whether it's today or Sunday or next week, I might pair up the other two, at least one of the two, obviously, because we're only doing 1 box today. 2, of course, on Sunday, down to 1 in 34, 1 in 33 box odds. Of course, and then into next week, we'll be doing 1 in 32 and 1 in 31. So next weekend, we'll be down to 30 boxes, which is we're getting within a couple weeks of the reload. I've been doing pretty good. I think I'm up to about 10, I think, for the reload. I think we're going to have to ship out to JSA for a COA. It's not here yet. They've been getting back to me pretty quick. I have a couple of ones already lined up that came back to me from JSA. So I've been doing a pretty good job, keeping them. I mean, they don't need me to keep them in business, but they've been pretty good about getting stuff back to me with the COAs. And I'm really happy. Like I said, just like this last reload, there's some beauties that put in there. Obviously, that Ray Whitney, one of my favorites in this reload. Obviously, Joe Quenville was one of my favorites. Like these jerseys, just names and styles you don't see very often. Some of the stuff coming in is pretty cool. Like I said, at least have one skate around worn jersey signed, and that's going to be pretty cool when that shows up. I can't wait to show off the pictures of that. But like I said, we'll get the going. Like I said, what's the games? I knew the end of the second. 7 minutes left in the Bruins Sabres, and then still tied, Wild up 2-1 after 2. So without further ado, let's get to going. Let's break it up. Let's see. Good luck, everybody. Cam for Larry to close us out. So every spot is claimed. Like I said, that's got to be, what do we got? At least, I think, 12 or 13 people tonight. Pretty good crowd for a Tuesday. Of course, I hope to see most of you guys back here on Thursday. I'll get the spot price preview, same one, back up after we break. I'll end whatever hits because those spots are live on eBay for Sunday. So we'll get ready for that. Other than that, I think we're ready to go. Like I said, boxes I'm good on. I got a bunch of old ones I could reuse. Like I said, we're moving pretty good here. I got to pick up more packing tape. Note to self, packing tape. Always something you got to think about. So good luck, everybody, tonight. And then we'll get to our late games and the end of the early games. So let me get my dice roller. Ooh-doo-doo. There's my dice roller. There's my random. Okay, very good. Okay, you know the drill. 5 or more boxes here in order. Our oldest 2, obviously the early December and the late December runs. 5 total boxes. 3 from January, 5 from February, 10 from March, and then 12 now of the 17. Only 12 left from the April reload. So good luck, everybody. Let's do it. See what randomizer is going to shine on tonight. 5 or more on our dice roll. See what we got. 9 times, Mr. Bueller. 9 times. Okay, let's do it. Good luck, everybody. I'm excited to see what we got. 1, 35 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the box we're going to open tonight, 1 in 35 box odds. Who is going to be lucky? Box number 6. 6 is the reload. 9 times 6. Man, 6 of the first 7 boxes since the reload are in the reload. Oh, you guys are killing me. Let's do it. Box number 6. Let's back down. Let me circle that up. Man, oh. I love these jerseys too. Woo! Cannot wait to see what comes out. Let's back it out. Box number 6. Man, there we go. The randomizer is not messing around with this reload. Box number 6. Okay, let's see what we got. Box number 6. Starting up here. Let's see what we got. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, decent crowd. Box number 6. Box number 6. 6 it is. Good luck, everybody. I cannot wait to see what we got. Box 6. Oh, like you said, man. Now down to 11 from the last reload. We got 11, 10, 5, 3, 3, and 2. So there we go. Good luck, everybody. Let's see what we got. Box number 6. Is Nick in here tonight? I'm not sure he's in here live. Want to make any predictions? Anybody want to make predictions? What do we got? We got predictions? Anybody? Let me see. You got a good crowd viewing. Nobody wants to call out a prediction. No one must be wrong. We haven't had anybody call their shot recently, though. We have had that happen. So it's always fun when you do. So and Nick's got spots. So if he wants to call his shot, he can be here. But here, good luck, everybody. Let's get the going. Box number 6. Box number 6 is going to be. I love this. This is one of my favorites. A regular at the WAFFLEBOARD breaks, but this one's real unique. Drake Batherson, Ottawa Senators. And this is real cool. Drake Batherson, over 30 goals this year. He's been great for Ottawa. Obviously, they were eliminated. First NHL hat trick, 12-25-21. Serial numbered 6 out of 19. Memorable, authentic. It's one of the best in the business. This is great. Let me show this. People always say, "Oh, what if somebody signed it afterwards?" No, it's memorable authentics. Don't mess around. There it is. COA, memorable authentics. This item is limited edition of 19, 6 out of 19. There it is. Obviously, sometimes you just get the COA that says, "Oh, this is a limited edition." This one actually tells you number 6 out of 19. So they printed 19 of this card, obviously with specific COA for each of the jerseys. That's as good as you're gonna find. You don't see that anymore from the Fanatics or AJ's, or a lot of these companies don't mess around with that. But there we go. There it is. First NHL hat trick. Drake Batherson. Love Drake. One of my favorites. Good American boy. Put up 30 goals for the Ottawa Sens. Drake Batherson, of course, Adidas Pro jersey with your fight strap. And there it is. Look, a gladiator. There it is. Drake Batherson on the front. Of course, with the nice center crest on the sleeves. Drake, a big 56 too. So almost everybody in this room probably should be able to wear that one if you want to just wear it around the house. If you're not a Drake fan, if you aren't a Drake fan, you don't want to sell back. I don't even know who hit this, so I gotta check it out. I love Drake. I should have this in the PC, which I don't. But you guys benefited. I decided to box them up. Drake Batherson, trying to keep my PC manageable. I decided to make this one of their box options. Very, very nice. Love that jersey. Love it. Love Drake. So I acquired him in my Dynasty Hockey League towards the end of the season because I wanted to have my team. I know he could be a consistent goal scorer, hopefully going forward as well. Drake Batherson tonight, that going to, oh man, you guys let him in the room. Big Al with the Drake. Congratulations, Big Al. Late to the party, taking home the prize. Sorry for everybody that did not hit. Your odds are now 1-34 for Thursday night. Can't get much better odds no matter where you go. 1-34. We're creeping lower and lower to the next reload. But 1-34 odds. Not many better places for better odds anywhere on the interwebs. You guys know the drill. I wish I could find a room with odds like that. So 1-34 on Thursday. That is going to Big Al on the Drake. Absolutely beautiful Adidas Pro with the serial number 6/19, man. And the memorable, authentic. I mean, obviously, it's as top notch as you're going to get. Obviously, there's not a lot of Ottawa Senator fans in here. We don't have a lot of Canadians in the break room. But if you know Drake, if you know good American hockey players, Drake's top notch right now. 30 goals with the Sens. He's one of those guys that gets the dirty goals down low. Great hands, lots of nice tips, and he's an essential part of that power play. So congratulations, Big Al. Hadn't hit in a while, stepping in, grabbing the spots, and then boom, Drake Batherson. So thank you very much. Congratulations, everybody. I'll get the spots up for Thursday. Same spot price preview. Just minus the Batherson. I'll end the spot. I don't think anybody's bid on him yet on eBay tonight, but I'll end that going forward. And I'll get that ready to pack up. We'll see what happens Thursday. Chance to, if he hits again, we'll see if Big Al wants to make an appearance again. Rest of you guys, good luck. I will see you guys back here Thursday night. Enjoy the games the rest of the night. What are we looking at? We're looking at 1-1 Bruins about to go to OT. 2-1 Wilds getting ready for the third. And then, of course, we got the late game. So, good games tonight. So, we're doing the wrap-up stuff, getting stuff ready for Thursday. Thank you much, everybody, for continued love and support. I will see you guys back here on Thursday night. Enjoy the games. I'll see you later. Waffleboard Breaks is out.